Hello and welcome to another episode of The Mind Matters. This is Laura K. Ellis, Master Hypnotist, Transformational Life Coach, and a Spiritual Success Coach. I want to talk to you today about a real way, a sustainable way to build self-esteem. So if you feel that you're suffering from lack of self-worth, confidence, or self-esteem, this is an episode for you. So you see, self-esteem is so important. It's everything, really, for success in our life. And it's all encompassing, whether it is relationships, work, family matters, in every way you can think of. The challenge is that, as with most things, negative self-talk is considered an addiction. It destroys your emotional health and health in general, or whatever your mind may be telling you isn't possible. You see, self-esteem challenges are not cognitive but emotional issues. And overcoming these deep-seated negative self-talk dialogues requires commitment. Now, I know there are a lot of things here on YouTube that I don't even know what they are, but anything for $1, I suppose. It's quite sad. You can't listen to an audio and build your self-esteem up according to different frequencies of music. It doesn't work that way. All of these challenges are deep within your unconscious mind. So negative, unhealthy relationships, for example, which is what I encounter most often, become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's one example. Allowing the subconscious mind to dictate how you should feel about yourself when in an unhealthy relationship could last a lifetime. Now, I'm going to say it again. Allowing the unconscious to dictate how you should feel about yourself could last a lifetime. And when we're in these unhealthy relationships, they do become a self-fulfilling prophecy based on past conditioning. Under hypnosis with hypnotherapy, I speak directly to your unconscious mind, the subconscious, and we challenge those negative beliefs. But you've got to know that the unconscious mind responds to consistency, and persistence on the client's part is key. Okay? So another factor here is your environment. So if you're in an unhealthy environment, so for example, if you're still in relationship or married with an individual that is not treating you properly, let's say there's emotional abuse or verbal abuse or stonewalling, there could be a multitude of factors here. If it's left unchecked and you are going, for example, even traditional, I would say, therapy, such as with a psychotherapist, for example, and certainly with me, if it's left unchecked and you're in the process of trying to make these changes, and you go back to this negative, I'm going to call it, well, it is the negative reinforcing environment, okay, which would be going through therapy and then going back to the place where you interacted with this individual or individuals. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mate, it could be anyone, okay? So, environment is key. And if you're going through the therapy process, the change process, you return to the negative reinforcing environment, the energy persuades the negative embedded thoughts and beliefs. So to have these experiences over and over again without the influence of the negativity, it's going to require some deep inner work. Okay? Now, again, going back to the environment, because it's so important. You know, I have clients that leave here, let's just say it's alcohol is the issue, not necessarily, well, it's all stemming from the same thing, but based on past programming. But let's just say they have come to me for alcohol cessation. They don't want to drink anymore. Yet they leave from here and they go home to their co-partner in alcohol. So, and they're not wanting to change. It becomes extremely difficult. That's returning to a negative reinforcing environment. Okay? All right. So, going back to self-worth challenges, know that they are very challenging, those thought patterns to remove. These negative thoughts and beliefs that have you in this pattern or patterns were carried over from childhood, and even actually from past generations, 2 to 3 generations going back. You've got to know that thoughts are energy. We are energy. And thoughts become things. Thoughts become situations, consciously or unconsciously. Okay? I know that when individuals are in these cycles, all right, it's a feeling that you can't seem to stop and shut these thoughts off that want to keep pulling you back into unhealthy situations. But I want you to know that hypnotherapy is and can be so successful for low self-esteem, low self-value, self-worth, because its goal is to repair the mind, not put a band-aid on it, not take some anti-anxiety drugs, but to repair the mind and repopulating the subconscious under hypnosis in a series of sessions with more helpful new information structured just for that individual. Okay? Hypnotherapy, in addressing self-worth, can be very complex. But at the same time, we can work to release the negative thinking patterns that are causing the self-esteem issues in the first place. I want you to know as well that the subconscious wants to really protect you. Okay, it's operating on programs and information it had taken in when you were a young child. Pardon me. And with situations like post-traumatic stress, that's a different, different and the same. Post-traumatic stress is generally can be caused in childhood, but also as adults, like, for example, veterans of war, or you were in an accident. Okay, that's a little bit different approach, but still going back to the same thing. So the unconscious mind is trying to protect you always, but it's also running on those old programs. Okay? So the negative thinking patterns from others that you picked up on as a young child are causing your self-esteem issues in the first place. You're not pretty enough, you're not handsome enough, you're worthless, you're stupid, you'll never amount to anything, and so on and so on and so on. And those words, everything is energy, right? Those words before the age of 10 become part of your program. And you, as growing up, start to believe that. Okay? Not just think about it, but believe that. So then what happens? You start attracting individuals into your life and situations that affirm those thoughts of yourself. So although the unconscious mind wants to protect you, it will continue to play out what it's been programmed by until it's given a new program. Your mind is like a computer, okay? So when it's given the new program, things start to change. Situations, people start to fall away that are not enhancing your life, okay? Because you're changing. When you change, everything around you changes. That's law. That's spiritual law. That's a given, okay? But up until that point, when you commit to change, the unconscious mind just continues with that program, the old programs. So with the new programs, when it starts to accept the new program, and it will, as long as you're committed and follow through, what will happen next is it will develop defense mechanisms to prevent the same situations of pain or failure, okay? Which is why it's so important, utmost importance, I can't say it enough, to develop your self-worth and reprogram your precious mind. Remember, new thinking patterns equal new results. Old thinking patterns, same old results. Or as I've said 1,000 times, you are at the effect like the hamster on a wheel. I want you to know that I do offer a complimentary phone consultation or via Skype, depending on where you are. And you can reach me on the links on my channel here at transitionsliaison.com and arrange for that. And I encourage you to do so. But for now, everyone take care. Peace to everyone. And I hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and let me say, please like and subscribe if you find this information helpful, as it absolutely helps the channel. Thanks. Take care. Bye for now.